Midsommar, hidden details everyone completely missed. Hey guys, today we're going to talk about hidden details everyone completely missed on Midsommar. Let's get right into it. The opening tapestry in Midsommar is full of foreshadowing. Before the movie starts, we see a colourful, folkloric tapestry with intricate designs. Sure, it appears creepy at first glance, but it's easy to assume that this was included simply to set the mood for the film. However, if you pause the film and carefully examine the tapestry, you'll notice that it foreshadows many important events to come. In fact, this eerie tapestry depicts a large portion of Midsommar's story. On the left, you can see Danny's parents' and sister's bodies connected by a tube, with a skull looming above them, symbolizing their deaths. Following that, a grieving woman and her partner walk with a group of friends to an idyllic community, where they are greeted by a crowd of white-clad villagers. Finally, there's the maypole dance, complete with skeletons among the dancers, and the subsequent banquet. Pell can even be seen spying on Danny and Christian from his vantage point, as well as two people dressed in white diving off a cliff and a bear near the village's entrance. In other words, Midsommar effectively spoiled its own plot twists, but you wouldn't notice unless you saw the film twice. Take note of the flower crown surrounding Danny's photo on your second viewing. Despite the fact that their deaths are crucial to the plot, we only see Danny's parents for a few seconds in the film. They are shown sleeping in their bed when Danny calls them, concerned about her sister. A photo of Danny is displayed on their dresser, which is surrounded by flowers. On a second viewing, this immediately reminds me of Danny wearing a flower crown after becoming the May Queen. Some fans believe that the flowers represent Pell's responsibility for Danny's family's death, and that he orchestrated the entire tragedy to entice Danny to join the cult. However, writer-director Ari Aster claims that this explanation is flawed. Aster explained to the Huffington Post, "I can go as far as to say that it's totally incorrect. He is not responsible." However, he did state that the flowers were an important symbol, explaining, "It was our way of weaving in the idea that whatever is inevitable is bound to happen." Take note of Danny's surname. Despite the fact that Danny's parents are barely in Midsommar, there's a brilliant detail in the scene where we see the doomed couple in bed. When their answering machine answers Danny's call, you can hear their recorded message saying their surname is Ardor. What is the significance of this? The Latin word ardor loosely translates to heat or to burn, as it turns out. Not only are Danny's traveling companions burned in the film's final scenes, but the fire also represents a spiritual rebirth for Danny. Whether she goes insane or finally experiences true catharsis after grieving, there is no denying that she has changed dramatically by the end. Aster appears to have chosen this name to emphasize Danny's predetermined path from the start. Danny appears to have been destined to be the May Queen and join the Hurga even before she met Pell and moved to Sweden. Despite the flames, the thought is chilling. A painting hints at Danny and Christian's fate. It's easy to blink and miss all of the clues and symbols hidden within the background artwork when watching Midsommar for the first time. Look closely on your second watch. There are no accidents in Ari Aster's sets, and all of the artwork reveals hidden details about the horror that is about to unfold. We see Danny's life after witnessing what happened to her family. She spends much of her time isolated and sleeping in her apartment. In one scene, she's seen napping on her couch, right underneath a painting that hints at what's to come later. A girl wearing a crown kisses a brown bear on the nose in the painting. This represents Danny and Christian's relationship, and if you've already seen Christian die in the bear suit, you'll understand why this painting was chosen. Similarly, imagery warns Christian of what is to come shortly before he is sacrificed. He's sitting in Siv's house, staring directly at an image of a burning bear. What really happened to Pell's parents? When Danny expresses her dismay at witnessing the gruesome at stupa ceremony, in which elderly people jump off a cliff and begins packing up to leave, Pell intervenes and tells her that he understands how upsetting it was for her. He admits to struggling with grief after his parents died in a fire. When you first see Midsommar, it's easy to assume that Pell understands what Danny is going through. He obviously lost his parents in a tragic accident as well, and he's just trying to empathize with her, right? However, viewing this conversation with knowledge of the Hurga's traditions of fiery human sacrifices opens up new possibilities. Was Pell telling Danny the truth when he told her about his past? Perhaps his parents died in a fire, but what if their deaths were part of a sacrificial ceremony, like the one depicted in the film? Alternatively, Pell could have been completely faking his family history. After all, he was well aware of what the rest of his community had in store for his friends, and he was clearly attracted to Danny. Perhaps he was attempting to exploit her vulnerabilities in order to persuade her that she could trust him. In either case, the tone of the conversation changes dramatically. That's all for today, and we'll be sure to catch you all in the next one.